So, hello, my name is Henry Meya, and today we're gonna see simple present tense. We use simple present tense to describe action that we usually do with some frequency, to describe true facts, and also to say daily routine. So, first of all, we're gonna see some structure of simple present tense. So, this tense have three types of sentences: affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and also interrogative sentences. In the first place, we have affirmative sentences that always goes with a subject plus an infinitive verb, then a complement. In this case, in our infinitive verb, we, for example, in this case, play, if the subject is he, she, or it, we have to add an s at the end of our verb. Okay? But also, if our verb ends in s and sh and ch and also in x, z, or o, we have to add an es at the end of our verb. For example, if we have the verb watch, we have to add es, watches, in the case of he, she, or it. Okay, so then we have the negative structure that goes with the subject, our auxiliary verb that in this case will be do, plus not, and then our infinitive verb, let's say play, so not. Okay, so it goes our subject, auxiliary verb, plus not, plus infinitive verb, and then our complement. In the case of third person singular, we have to use does instead of do. Okay? She does not play, for example. She does not play the guitar. In the case of interrogative sentences, we use our auxiliary verb do or does, depending on our subject. Then we have to put an infinitive verb and then our complement. And to close our sentence, the question mark. Okay? So, now we're gonna see some examples about simple present. So, we're gonna start with affirmative sentences. Okay, so we're gonna use a third person singular. In this case, we're gonna use a name. For example, Antonia plays the guitar. Okay, Antonia plays the guitar. This is a true fact. Okay, or also we can use he watches TV he watches TV every night. Remember that we have to put an s or es at the end of our verb. How our verb in this case ends on ch, we have to add es. Okay? Or we can also use you. You seem very good. In this case, we don't put the s at the end of our verb because we are using you. It doesn't belong to the third person singular. Now we're gonna see a negative structure of simple present tense. Okay, so in this case, we're gonna use she. For the third person singular, we have to put does. How is how it is negative, we have to put not. Yeah. Our infinitive verb and then our complement. She does not play tennis. Okay? Does not can be also contracted by doesn't. Okay? Does not is used just for very formal way to speak. In this case, doesn't is just for informal way to speak. When you're talking with your friend, with your family, with your mother, father, something like that. Okay? So we can contract does not and put just doesn't. We can also contract do not. Again, we have a complement, do not. In this case, you don't belong to the third person singular, so we just put do not play tennis. Okay? This can be contracted by don't. Okay, so do not just for formal way to speak and don't for formal way to speak. You don't play tennis. Okay? Now we're gonna see other examples about interrogative sentences. Okay? In this case, we're going to use a WH question. In this case, we're going to use what. Okay? So, what do you do? In this case, we are using this WH question, our auxiliary verb, our subject, and then our infinitive verb. In this case, we're not using a complement, okay? Because it's not necessary every time. What do? We're using our auxiliary verb do because we have you. If we have here he, she, or it that belongs to the third person singular, we have to put does, okay? Now, another example could be does Susan do her homework? Okay, so now we're gonna see some exercises about simple present. Okay, in this case we have I usually to school. In this case we have to use the verb go. The go don't go with a not, for example, so this is a affirmative sentence. So we just put go because I don't belong to the third person singular. Remember that always when a subject belongs to the third person singular, we have to put an s or es at the end of our verb. Then we have Tom work every day. Work every day. In this case, Tom can be replaced by he. So because of that, we have to put an s at the end of our verb. Okay? Then we have Martha and Kevin twice a week. In this case, we're going to use swim. Martha and Kevin swim twice a week. In this case, Martha is she and Kevin is he. But how we have in here and, both of them can be replaced by they because we're talking about two people. Okay? So because of they, we don't use the third person singular. So we don't put the s at the end of our verb. Then we have the box contain food. So the box contains food. In this case, the box can be replaced by it. Okay, so because of it, we have to put an S at the end of our verb because it belongs to the third person singular. Okay, this is everything for today. Hope to see you in the next video.